Alright guys, welcome to this page of the notes, and what we're going to do here is I'm actually going to walk you through the process of how we multiply matrices together. So here we go. What I've got for you is I've got matrices written out with just variables in it. That way, any one of these elements, any one of these variables could be any number, positive or negative, and it's just easier to walk through it using letters rather than numbers. I know generally you guys like numbers better, which I've got an example problem for you here if you want to work through that. But we're going to go ahead and use this, which I've given you. One quick note here, I made a typo when I was putting together these notes. Sorry, sometimes I fat finger things on my keyboard. I put in A times F here. It should actually be a C times F. You'll see why in a second. All right. Here's the way that matrix multiplication works. What we're going to be doing is multiplying rows by columns. Now, I have a book definition for you here. I'm not even going to bother reading you the book definition because it'll probably just make it worse. It's a good definition if you understood how matrix multiplication works, and once I explain it to you, if you go back and read the book definition, you'll be like, oh, okay, I guess I can see that. But let me just jump right into this for you. Here's the way it's going to work. What you're going to do is you are going to start with the first row in matrix A, right? So whatever matrix comes first, you start with the first row. And you're going to work with the first row, the first matrix, and the first column of the second matrix. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to multiply corresponding elements and then add those products together. So here we go. I would multiply A times E. I would multiply B times G. Add those products together, and what does that give me? That gives me the first element in my product matrix, right? So A times E, there it is. B times G, there it is. I add those guys together and I've got the first element in my product matrix. Okay, well, once you've done that one, what do? Well, I would work through this kind of in a logical progression. Since I'm taking row 1 of matrix A and I already did column 1 of matrix B, let's just jump to column 2. So I'll go to column 2 and I'll repeat the same process. Multiply corresponding elements and then add those products together. A times F, add to that B times H. Where does it go? Well, it goes in the second position in my new product matrix. There it is. A times F goes there, B times H there, add them together, and I have the second element in my product matrix. All right, now here's what's happened. I have now done row 1 times column 1 and column 2. I don't have any more columns to multiply row 1 by, right? I only have 2 columns, and I've multiplied row 1 by both of those columns. So now what I have to do is move to a new row. So let's move to a new row. We've done everything with row 1. Let's go to row 2. And here's what we're going to do. We'll start with row 2, and we'll take column 1. Same process, right? I'm going to do C times E. I'm going to do D times G. I will add those products together, and it will go into the third position, right? Which is row 2, column 1. Row 2, column 1. C times E, D times G, add them together, and I get that third element. I think you're probably starting to see the pattern here, right? Let's keep going. Now that I've multiplied row 2 by column 1, I got one more to go. I'm going to multiply row 2 by column 2. works the exact same way. C times F, D times G. Now you see why I made that mistake. I need C times F, there it is. I need D times H, there it is. Add them together and I get the fourth element. Why is it in this position? Well, it's row 2, column 2. So the element needs to go in row 2, column 2, right? You see how it fits into the corresponding position as the row and the column that are being multiplied. That's the way matrix multiplication works. Again, please feel free to watch me go through that if you're still a little hung up on it. Like, I promise with practice you will get much more used to it. And also, please feel free to walk through this example. Again, I don't like working through example problems that have already been done for you, but what I do like and why I gave you this diagram is for this reason. As they go through the matrix multiplication, they highlight the row and the column that they're using, right? Row 1, column 1, that element goes in the first position. Then they do row 1, column 2. Where does that go? Second position. Row 2, column 1, right? Third position. Row 2, column 2, fourth position, right? It just works its way through a problem. This one's got numbers in it. Please feel free to check it out. But head on over to the next page. We'll try a couple of problems together. I'll meet you guys there.